Okay, guys, let's talk about what sold yesterday. Let's see. I think 5 items sold last night. There was one that I forgot to show you from yesterday afternoon. I've got that one now, so let me show these to you. These are a group of Your Baby Can Read sight word cards. Apparently, I can't read because that's upside down. I picked these up for 50 cents, and it took them a little while to sell, probably about 60 days, but they sold for $12.99 shipped. I got this guy. He's probably only been listed for a week and a half, and I paid $1 for him. I took a best offer on for him because, I wasn't sure about the keywords. I mean, there's no brand name you can associate with it, so I had to do my best with keywords. But I took a $15 best offer plus shipping for $26.65. They offered last night and already paid, which is awesome. So that's going to go out today. And that guy would get bubble wrap and double box, just so he doesn't break. I bought these last, I don't know, a couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks or so. I paid $1.99 each. I had two, a pink one and a green one. The green one sold for $19.99 plus shipping for a total of $27.19. Let's see. And I think I showed these to you guys last week. I lose track of the days, I honestly do. But it was a lot of Viewmaster stuff that I just threw together. So this one was new with tags, and this is the same one in green. And there were some Diego, some cars, and maybe dinosaurs or something. No, Backyardigans. And then some Star Wars that were new. I just threw this lot together. I probably only have a couple of dollars in this. These are just odds and ends. I sold this for $19.99 plus shipping for a total of $27.19. And I think, is this the last item? Boy, it sucks when your eyes get bad. I think this is the last item. This is a bathroom shelf that was in an Amazon returns palette that I bought a long time ago. And I had this price for $29.99. This was normally like $50-something on Amazon. And it looks like they just couldn't figure out how to put it together, or they decided they didn't like it or whatever, because it was basically new in the box and it still has the hardware and the instructions. So I had it priced at $29.99. I probably had this for, I would say, 4 or 5 months. And I took it down to $24.99. It didn't sell. I dropped it to $19.75 in the last couple of days, and it sold for $19.75 plus shipping for a total of $27.13. So with the items that I showed you yesterday, the Hitachi boombox, the Bosch dishwasher baskets, the Pennsylvania Dutch hex sign, and the Xbox guitar that I haven't shipped out yet. That's nine items to go out for a total of $180.44. With shipping, it's $265.82. And that's not the highest amount ever. I mean, that's about $20 an item. And that's about my low point. That's about where I want to be with my average cost of goods sold. Not cost of goods sold, like my sale price per item. That's what I'm looking for. But at least it hits that threshold. I think I'm closer to about $24, $25 on average for all items. So I just keep working towards lifting that up and lifting that up, because the higher you can get that number, the more money you're going to make per each sale. So the more money you're just going to make in general without having to actually increase the items that you have listed. So I'm going to continue to do that. But of course, occasionally, when I see an item like this that is 50 cents and I think that I can make some money on it, this was really easy to list, really easy to photograph, and it'll cost me about $3 to send it out. So that's $3.50 that I had invested, minus the fees, which are probably a little less than $2, somewhere around $2. So that's $5.50. So I'll end up making about a little over $7 on this item. You know, I'm not going to write my mom and tell her about that, but it's $7. And I'll take that because you do that 100 times and that's $700. So that being said, let me get this stuff wrapped up, shipped up, sent out on the porch. Got to get it ready. I've got about an hour and a half to get all 9 things shipped, and some of them are not going to be fun to wrap. And then I'll come back and talk to you about some yard sale tips that you can use to improve your success at yard sales and to make the whole situation just a little easier. So I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay, kids, I'm about to wrap up my day. I've spent the last couple of hours getting things listed, and I don't have them live yet, but I should have them live a little later. But I wanted to give you a couple of tips as we are approaching yard sale season here in the Midwest and the middle of the country, and probably New England as well. And just some things that I've learned as I've gone through yard sales. And so here's a real quick list of about 10 things that you should do to be ready for the yard sale season. Number one, and this is a very important one, is to take cash with you and small bills, because there's nothing worse than going and buying a $5 item first thing in the morning, first customer, and trying to get them to break a 50 or even a 20 sometimes. So take small bills. It's usually not as much of a problem later in the morning when the person having the yard sale has generated some sales. They probably have change, but first thing in the morning, it's best if you have small bills. Second, take a tote with you or a couple. Whenever I go to large yard sales, or community yard sales, I always like to have a couple of tote bags. I have these. I keep these around. And these are actually totes that I buy at Cracker Barrel. And I have, all these different designs. And I have some smaller ones too. They're not all this size. But, if you're going to be looking up things on your phone, that's one hand busy. Once you've picked up a couple of items, now both hands are busy. So what I like to do is take a tote, I'll drape the handles over my arm, and I'll put items in the tote as I am going along. Another couple of things that you want to take are take water and a snack, because you go to yard sales for about 4 hours in a row and you don't even come up for air. You'll get dehydrated, especially as the weather gets warmer. So make sure that you take water with you. I usually keep a couple of bottles in the car. I don't mind if they're room temperature, it doesn't bother me at all. And also take a snack. Take some fruit in the car with you, or nuts or something to kind of keep you satiated, so you don't buy all those cupcakes and cookies and crap that are sold at a lot of yard sales, because it's just not good for you. I know about not good for you food. That's been my diet my entire life. So if you can avoid those impulse buys like that, just keep a snack or something in the car. And another one is hand sanitizer, because you're going to handle a lot of stuff, and some of it's gross. So you'll want to have some hand sanitizer or wipes in the car so you can clean your hands before you get going to the next yard sale. I recommend that you look for church sales. Church sales are my absolute favorite, because typically all of the items are donated to the church from the parishioners or the members of the church. And so the church is just pricing them to get whatever they can get most of the time. There are some outliers where they'll price furniture really expensive. Not that I'm really looking for furniture, but or they'll have some collectibles that they think are worth a lot more than they're not. But most of the time, I find very reasonable prices at church sales. And to find yard sales, you need to know where you're going. And I usually like to plan on Thursday night where I'm going to go on Friday, and I'll plan on Friday night where I'm going to go Saturday. And that's usually what my summer looks like. I go to yard sales Friday and Saturday if possible. So to know where you're going to go, kind of get a plan. And it's best if you use some tools that I will tell you about. One is Garage Sale Rover, which is an app for your phone. Another is Yard Sale Treasure Map, also an app for your phone. But Craigslist and Facebook are also good places for you to find particular items or particular sales. So let's say that I'm looking for yard sales that have Legos. Most of them will promote Legos in their listing on Facebook or on Craigslist. So it's easier on Craigslist to find it. But I'll go to the Craigslist for my area and I'll look for yard sales and I'll use the keyword Legos. And it will tell me all the yard sales that are advertising Legos or whatever it is, whatever item. I usually will plan to go to 3 or 4 on Friday and 3 or 4 on Saturday. It just depends on whether I've already spent my budget or, if it's gotten late because they're really far apart or whatever. But know where you're going. So, and I really recommend church sales if there are those in your area. Or community yard sales. Community yard sales are good too because it's a lot of yard sales in a very small area. So I recommend that you go early, but not too early. I have had our yard sale starts at 8 o'clock in our condo community, and I have had people here at 6:30. I'm not ready for you at 6:30 because I still have to get the tables set up and I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start a yard sale. I'm just not going to do it. So, it's okay to be there a few minutes early and be polite when you arrive early and ask if it's okay for you to look over the stuff. Be an early bird because if not, you'll miss a lot of stuff, but not too early. Make small talk with the folks that are holding the yard sale. Be friendly. Most of the time people like that. I'm socially awkward, so it's sometimes difficult for me to be that outgoing, but I do try. And ask for specific items. And because you never know, they may have forgotten to put something out, they may be holding something in the back, but you might ask for specific items, like for example if you're looking for camera equipment or video games or mid-century items or whatever. Ask for those specific items and see if they've got any that maybe they forgot to put out or you just aren't seeing. I recommend too that you dress comfortably. Layer, because sometimes it's really cool in the morning when you go out, but about 10 o'clock it's starting to heat up. So layer up. But I think that just about covers my yard sale tips. But that season's going to be here before you know it, and it's a great place to source items for your eBay business or for yourself. You got to think about yourself sometimes when you're thrifting. I always do. But that season will be upon us soon, and I hope that helps you be a little more successful. The last thing I wanted to tell you, I forgot, is bundling items. So especially at yard sales, not so much at church sales, but it can work there too. Go ahead and start a pile. So if you're gone to a yard sale and you see that they've got a lot of items that you probably want, go ahead and make a pile. Have them hold the pile for you and keep adding the things to it that you want, and then ask for, how much will you give all of this to me for? Because a lot of times they will give you a much cheaper price. That was the other tip that I wanted to give to you, was to bundle items when you can. I don't like yard sales that don't have prices on their items. That's just so frustrating to me. But I've seen it happen, and you can bundle there too, but I digress. I always do. But anyway, I hope you have fun during yard sale season. I hope you find a lot of things for your eBay store. Gives you a break from the thrift stores that you've had to go to all winter to be able to find items for eBay. But have fun out there. Enjoy it. I love to yard sale. I wish I had people to go yard selling with, but again, awkward. So I don't have a lot of people that I hang out with. Anyway, that being said, I've only had one sale today so far, but I'll show you tomorrow what I sold. And I'm not going to thrift today, so there won't be anything. I can't show you anything that I bought today, but until then, until we meet again, remember the dream works when you do, so keep dreaming and keep working, and I'll talk to you the next time.